This is insane. This is absolutely insane. What a loser. Total, undeniable loser.
They're gonna let those 18,000 people die because you refuse to look at the reality of what Israel has become. For God's sake, do you have any morality at all? America, let's go, let's go, let's get free. Let's get free of Israel. I can't stand this.
They think they get to do whatever they want and everyone needs to bow their heads to them. No, sorry, we do not comply.
Israel has now killed at a minimum 258 journalists in this conflict. It is more than
in this genocide.
And that is more journalists than all other conflicts in the world combined in that time period. The Russians are doing plenty of damage in Ukraine. There's some significant civil wars going on in Africa, but they're nowhere near the body count of Israel on journalists. Why? Because Israel's trying to kill the journalists.
Yep.
Israel has assassinated Shireen Abu Akleh, an American journalist, right? And CNN even concluded that they assassinated her. They've killed all of these journalists so that you cannot see what's going on in Gaza. And they don't allow any foreign journalists into Gaza because they know that if you put cameras in there and you have real journalists, people are gonna go, oh, it turns out the Israelis are genocidal maniacs who are slaughtering these people.
We already know though.
Okay.
I mean, banning the journalists, slaughtering the journalists, didn't hide your war crimes, did it?
So, but again, we go back to the giant liars in establishment media. Jamal Khashoggi killed by the Saudis. You saw us be furious about that, right? They dismembered the poor guy, Washington Post columnist, not an American citizen, but it doesn't matter. He's a Washington Post columnist. How dare you, right? So we condemn Saudi Arabia 200%. That's one journalist Saudi Arabia killed. Israel kills 258 journalists. 258 versus 1. No condemnation from anyone in traditional media at all. Like you got great heroes like Trey Yingst, who's on Fox News, believe it or not. We're fair and honest, and that brother's doing great work. Doing great work. Calissa Ward, she condemned it. Yingst condemned the journalists being killed. But outside of them, almost all the major anchors are like, no, cover up the news, don't let anyone find out how disgusting Israel is, how they murder journalists after journalists. Okay, now, let me ask you this. So the main reason that the Israelis give for the 58-year occupation of the Palestinians, where they have kept them enslaved for 58 years, 5.5 million Palestinians is, well, they hate us.
Yeah, they do hate you. They do
I
hate
wonder
you.
why.
Seriously, like, do you see how you behave and how the international community, other than Americans that you've bought, how they see you? I mean, do you think people are gonna like you? Do you think people are gonna like you?
And you know what the problem with this mindset that they have?
They're entitled. That's the problem with the mindset. They think they get to do whatever they want and everyone needs to bow their heads to them. No, sorry, we do not comply. When you act.
So these two definitely get a bit overexcited, is what one would say, but they have a lot of passion about the subject.
Act like genocidal lunatics and maniacs, people are gonna see you as genocidal lunatics and maniacs. And you can go ahead and call me an anti-Semite, but they never call you wrong. They never tell you why you're wrong. They never do, they just smear you. They just smear you.
Okay, so how do you expect the Palestinians to not hate you when you keep slaughtering them and taking their land, and you just murdered 20,000 of their kids, and you murder their journalists, and you murder the human rights workers, and you rape them in the prisons, and you put them as hostages in the prisons without any rights at all? Are the Palestinians supposed to go, oh my God, I woke up, and despite the fact that I just got raped by Israeli guards, I now love Israel? See, why do they do that, guys? Because they set unreasonable expectations on purpose so they can never get the peace, because they don't want peace, they want land. And so what you just saw with your own eyes over the last 2 years is that they just stole 53% of Gaza after murdering almost everyone in that area or driving them out through a campaign of ethnic cleansing. That is special. It's especially evil. They are one of the most evil governments in the world right now, and it's actually not that close. Like, oh, you should be afraid of Iran. And Iran, the Ayatollah sucks, and I hope they get a democracy in Iran, and we're fair to everyone. But don't tell me that I have to be like, oh my God, all these are evil countries. Israel's the one that's attacking all their neighbors, and they brutalize the Palestinians, and they demand that we bow our heads and finance all their war crimes.
So this is definitely gets heated. I think with Cenk and his news show, they definitely have a passion around making sure that the U.S. is not being taken advantage of by any of these folks.
All their atrocities and give them special
And he has a lot more. A lot more
beatings will continue, the rapes will continue, the genocide will continue until
passion than most.
Until Hamas gives up all of its weapons. How do you know they gave up all their weapons? Until they all surrender. How do you know they all surrendered? Oh, right. These are impossible standards on purpose so they can murder more Palestinians and steal more of their land. But American media, they're not news. American media is not news. It is pure propaganda for Israel. They won't debate.
Don't forget to leave a chat. Let me know where everybody's from. Let me also know if you can hear the stream as well.
No thanks. America, let's go. Let's get free. Let's get free of Israel. I can't stand this. I don't want to pay for a genocide. I don't want to pay for a genocide of any country, and that includes Israel.
Today is broken. Every day, people juggle so many different tools just to get work done. A simple task turns.
There is a huge hypocrisy in the way that most people in the West have even paid attention to what's going on in Iran over the last 2 weeks. In just 3 days, we don't have an exact death toll, but it could be more people than have been killed in Gaza in over the 3 years that we had.
Now, this group of people, they're just despicable, except for Anna. I think she's going to spar a little bit with Piers Morgan, but let's see what they have to say.
That war, 2.5 years of that war. But why are you saying, oh my God? I mean, can I speak?
She brings up the issue of hypocrisy. And in fact, a lot of Persian Americans keep making this point over and over again. Oh, you're a hypocrite because you spoke out against the mass slaughter of Palestinians, and you have nothing to say about the Iranian protesters who have been met with violence from the Iranian regime. Okay, so let me speak slowly so these people can understand the very obvious difference, okay? So in the case of Israel and their mass slaughter campaigns in the Middle East, we the American people, for the most part, if you look at polling, do not support it, are against it. But we are forced through our federal government because.
So we're gonna stop here, and we'll be back after a short break.